If you're thinking of buying a business, stop. Don't spend a penny of your own money. Yes, you heard me right. If you're going to buy a business, even a multi-million-dollar annual revenue business, don't spend a penny of your own money. You can buy that business without dipping into your savings, without remortgaging your property. You can buy a business without spending a penny of your own cash. And on this video, I'm going to give you an insight into how that happens. Now, what most brand new business buyers do is they try and work out how much money they can raise to buy a business. They look at their savings. They look at how much their friends and family can lend them. They look at how much equity they've got in their house. All of these things are terrible, terrible mistakes. Don't do any of those things. When you're buying a business, you need to think of it like this. How can the business finance its own acquisition? Now, think about this. If the business can finance its own acquisition, how many businesses could you buy? Well, you could buy a lot of them, right? You could buy all of them if you wanted to, if the business can finance its own acquisition. So let's work out what that means. You see, if you're looking at a business that has fixed assets, it's got real estate, it's got equipment, it's got machinery, it's got vehicles, the bigger, the better, all of these things, then we can actually raise money against those fixed assets in order to fund the business acquisition, which means that we can buy the business without spending a penny of our own cash. Now, if the business supplies products and services to other businesses, then every month it sends out invoices and it waits 30, 60, 90 days for those invoices to be paid. So what we can do is we can finance against those outstanding debtors, those accounts receivables, those unpaid bills. We can effectively get an advance on those and we can use that money to fund the business acquisition. If the business has real estate, if it owns the real estate that it operates out of, we can get funding against that as well. If the business has really strong cash flows, it has what we call recurring revenues, long-term contracts, memberships, that sort of thing, then we can finance against that as well. And here's a really clever strategy. If the business has cash in the business bank account, we can use that cash as part of the payment for the business as well. And yes, you're one step ahead of me. You can combine several of these different financing methods. You can put them together and finance the business acquisition that way. And you know what? If we do all of these things, we have not spent a penny of our own money, which means that there is zero risk to you, which means that your confidence will go up, which means that you will do the deal. And you will do bigger deals as a result of knowing that you don't need to finance it with your own cash. You see, the mistake that many people make right at the beginning of their business buying journey is that they only look at small businesses because in their mind they're thinking, how can I afford this business? So instead of doing that, I want you to look at bigger businesses and think, how can this business fund its own acquisition? And if the business can fund its own acquisition, you can buy it without spending any of your own money, which means that you can end up with a multi-million-dollar annual revenue business without spending a penny of your own cash. Now that is a great business buying strategy. You've come this far, let's take the next step together, which is a free live training, and you can access it immediately. Just go to the description underneath this video. There is a link there at the top. Click the link and I will see you on the training.